here we are with week 15, the dark side of interpersonal communication. I'm going to be answering a few questions. What forms of the dark side of interpersonal communications do you think are the most detrimental to relationships? Well, first off for me is secret testing. If you aren't familiar with the term, it is a group of indirect strategies individuals use to assess the situation and the state of the relationship when they could just use direct communication. I believe that this roundabout way of communicating and finding out information cuts off and fosters a lack of open communication, which is a value that is very strong of mine. And it just can be very harmful to the relationship because personal and open communication is integral to any relationship you have. So that's one that I do find extremely detrimental to relationships. Another is deception. Deception in the field of communication is referred to as three things: falsification, concealment, and equivocation. They are very harmful as well. Lies for me are one of the worst things that a partner can do to me. I am a very bluntly honest person. I say what I mean, and I expect other people to openly communicate with me as well, since I'm giving that to them, and I don't seek out people that are going to shy around and beat around the bush. So with that expectation, if I am met with deception, I find it extremely harmful to the relationships. And the second question is, how can you create a positive communication climate for a speaker? And so in my research and my study on this chapter in particular, I found that there are 6 specific areas of communications to create positive climates for communication. The first area is using descriptive messages to offer insight into your own thoughts and feelings, so letting the person know what you are feeling and what your experience is. And the next is using problem orientation to find a solution that satisfies both parties' needs, not just your own, but theirs as well. And using spontaneity to be honest with the other person is also very important, and not manipulate the person, and to give a very honest and on-the-spot answer. And another is using confirming empathy to show your concern, your care for the other person, and showing them that you're empathizing with what they're saying, with what the speaker might be saying. The fifth is using messages of equality to recognize someone's worth. So not talking down to someone, especially a speaker that you're trying to listen to, and you're taking in what they're having to say. You appreciate their knowledge, and them maybe not knowing as much about something as you do does not make them any less worthy. And the last is to use provisionalism, and to acknowledge the strong opinions of someone without keeping too much of a barrier around those strong opinions, leaving them open to change, instead of saying, well, your opinion is this, saying like, well, maybe, or on the other hand, or also, instead of giving a very firm, like, this is the way it is. So those are all the questions. Have a good day.